Hello, Mr. Ostrich. How are you today? Oh my gosh. Hi, Waterbuck. And there's the Rhino. How cool is that? And we have a gator. This is my new pet. Oh, they're so pretty. You like petting the animal too? Yeah. Thank you. Huh? Can I take your picture? Can I take your picture? Yeah. You're pretty.
He's hungry, yes he is.
Here you go, bird.
You feel her food?
Here you go, bird.
It's a big tailgate, isn't it? Her eyes got big. Wow. It's a big pack and play.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put a blanket up here and the kids can sit here if they want to. Oh, good. Do you want to sit right here?
To the same general family as the ostrich. They are large flightless birds as well. They're a little smaller. There are a couple of brown ones, normal colored elk, and yes, they do swim. They swim over to that island all the time. Here's an eland, a couple of eland. Elands come from East Africa, this kind at least, from Eastern and Southern Africa.
Do you want help? Do you want help?
Biggest kind of antelope.
Here, you want a bucket?
Right here, the eland. These are girls. The boys are a little bit bigger and can weigh up to more than a half ton. They are very gentle giants, too. These are known for their calm. For them to be ridden just like you ride cows.
You want to hold the bucket?
Hold
the bucket. Oh, here. Oh, look at that. Oh, it don't let me stand up.
You hungry?
Between October and February, emus lay some pretty interesting looking eggs. Green and oval shaped. They look a lot like avocados. We have some little guys in with the Rhino, which is perfectly fine. He likes to hang around these guys. Indian blackbuck are one of the tiniest antelope. They are common for exotic animals that people keep in captivity, but these are actually minding his own business there. The rhinos sometimes are misconceived as an animal that is very mean or angry. These are actually very docile animals. The only thing that makes them dangerous, they can potentially be dangerous, is the fact that they have these little bitty eyes and only see about 40 feet in front of the face. Therefore, they're very easily startled. When they're startled, they actually run up to 40 miles per hour. It could be in any direction. That can be unpredictable. And they can even stop and turn around 180 degrees on a dime. The fact that they're so big and can move so fast when they're startled makes these guys dangerous. The southern white rhinoceros is the kind of rhino we have right here. He's called the southern white rhinoceros. There are lots of different kinds of rhino, and this one comes from South Africa. Of course, predators are animals that would want to eat them where they come from, which they don't have very many, actually. Those have, specifically, it's made out of keratin, and that's the same material as your hair and your fingernails. Rhino's horns do not stop growing ever. They keep growing throughout their lives, and even if you cut them off, they'll grow back as fast as 3 inches a year. The antelope you see to the right are the South African waterbuck. Yes, they do have a white circle on their backside.
Hello, Mr. Waterbuck.
That is only part of their camouflage. I'm sure you see the white markings on the face, too. Against the dark brown background of their coat, it actually breaks up their body's silhouette, breaks up their body's outline, and it makes it. And you might see some birds that are all different shades of brown with pink legs. Those are the Egyptian geese. The brown deer sitting around the pond in the mud are paired David's deer from China. Right now those are considered endangered. They've never been very common either. The population they have, it actually wasn't successfully reintroduced until the late 1980s. For over 4,000 years, these deer's ancestors were only found inside of the Chinese royal garden. The island in that pond to the left also houses two. Instead, they can run away at up to 42 miles per hour from anything scary. And just thinking about that fact, it would be kind of silly to hide with a head, just the head in the holes. They don't really do that. To the right, those are gowers, all sitting under, we call them India's bison. That's a nickname of theirs overseas. The gowers are extinct from India today, and very special, actually. There are less than 300 of those in the whole world. We have mostly girls. The babies are boys, and the biggest one over there, he's also a boy. He's the daddy. Those can weigh potentially over 1.5 tons full grown. They're again, the biggest kind of ox. Here's that white one with the big antlers. A couple more fallow deer can.
Ducks.
And here's the fallow that ran herself into a fence. A lot of deer will behave, and they have no antlers. You got to look really closely. There's not just white ones out there. There are some brown ones, and also some that are reddish. You typically find all three colors in the same herd at one time. And not much to look at. It was ruined a while back in Hurricane Carla. Story goes it would have been owned and operated as early as 1900 by a man named Henry Schmidt. Ran cane sugar moonshine up and down the bayou, and it was $30 for a gallon. You look over to the right side, you might see a horse. Big white eggs. They're the size of cantaloupes, hard to miss. You can fit almost 2 dozen body parts inside while we go downhill.
They're polka dots here. Over here, we're going down.
That's what a lot of people like to call them. Protect the people in South Africa used to call them, but English settlers, of course, mixed it up for the English word white. The name rhinos, the white rhinos originally had it sounded like vids, actually sounded like vids. It referred to their wide square mouth that they have. Another emu right here. And babies. They come in many shades of dark brown. Some are almost completely black, and some of the lightest ones will be more of a bronze color, also with the white spots. These babies are getting big. I wish they'd stay little. They're brown and a little over here to the right. They do have 4 horns on their head. That is a normal thing. Jacob sheep are a 4,000-year-old breed. Same breed of sheep mentioned in the Bible in Genesis. Those are rare today, but you find them in South Africa, Iceland, and Scotland. And you can also see the giraffe's legs from here. 3 years old. Also, we do
Hi, Zoe.
when we drive by here not to throw food into the giraffe pen, and that's just because they're on their own special diet. Zoe here is just 3, and she'll be full grown in another 3 years. And if she was a boy, she'd be full grown in another 5. Boys get bigger, so they take longer to grow. There's her mom, Bella, the darker one standing there in the middle. And here's Jeffrey. Don't let him slobber on you.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Oh.
Wow.
There's a lot of slobber coming out your mouth. This is our big boy. The reticulated males can get up to a maximum height of 15 feet tall, and they could weigh up to 2,200 pounds as well. Of course, there are 6 different kinds of giraffe. These are from East Africa, and they are named after their reticulated pattern, which is very angular. The spots close together, and the white lines go very intricately between the spots angularly. Almost like somebody dropped a net on them that had white paint on it, and that's the result there.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Largest. Now behind us, that one is a boy. The boys have a different color. They have black plumage. Girls are almost completely gray. Red-necked ostrich are the biggest kind of ostrich, weighing maximum typically. The males weigh 300 pounds. And they are named after the males and men. You can always tell it's a Sicilian because of the marking on the top of the back. It goes down the middle back and across the shoulders. Looks like a cross from the top. Some say the Lord marked the original Sicilian with the sign of the cross after he brought Mary into Bethlehem. They call them the blessed donkey in some parts of the world. The gray donkey is just a regular donkey there. And this one is another water buffalo, Asian swamp water buffalo. That would be their full common name. These are domestic farm animals. People all over Asia even keep these today. Sometimes for the most basic reasons, like using their milk. They use their milk for making cheeses, very rich cheeses. Milk is very high in cream. They say not to drink it straight, it's too rich. Here's a miniature zebu on the right side, one on the left side as well. This is a domestic cow from India. He is full grown. And that is a fat deposit right above his shoulders there. Most cattle can store a little fat above their shoulders. He stores a lot of it. The bison are the dark brown fluffy ones there. North American bison. A lot of people call them American buffalo. That's been a nickname of theirs for over 500 years. They are really a bison, more closely related to oxen. Still currently the largest animal roaming this continent. There are about over 400,000 of them on farms and reserves across. This is Goliath. He's a 5-year-old Ankoli Watusi steer. Of course, some people just call these Ankoli cattle. It's much simpler. The horns they have, his are actually not full-sized yet. The horns they have get to be over 10 feet from end to end easily, especially on the steers. And they get to be over 2 feet around at the base. It's not polite when I'm talking about you, Goliath.
He's pooping.
In any case, those horns he has are actually very interesting. They are hollow, and there's blood flow goes through their horns all the time. It goes up to the tips, and it radiates heat. The blood keeps blood radiating heat up there, keeps them cool on hot days. There's enough blood flow in their horns. If they broke a tip, they could bleed to death. To the right from him, there's also a cow that looks kind of like an American buffalo. She's actually a beefalo. Cow American buffalo cross. Call her Bertha. She is. White-tailed gnu, and you can tell how they got that name with the blonde tuft on their tail. They also wave it around like a flag when they think there's danger nearby. Those are the gemstock oryx. I'd say among the prettier of the oryx. Those are also the only camel with a truly wild population, but it's a small one. There are about 1,000 of those roaming around the Gobi Desert today. Bluebell is actually short for dromedary camel. Been domesticated out of the wild as early as 5,000 years ago. Dromedary camels do come from the Sahara Desert, which is in North Africa or the Middle East, if you will. The origins, though, can be traced all the way back to Asia. They were said to have descended from the Bactrian camels millions of years ago. Come here.
I can't drill that far.
Also, that is fat that camels store inside of their humps, or hump in her case. She's not interested. They have been hunted for the horn. Well, look at those two. Over to the right, there are 2 ring-tailed lemurs curled up sleeping together in their house. You can see that through the doorway. For us, Chapmans aren't really the stereotype. They have off-white to tan coloration, and toward their backside they have little shadow stripes or broken up stripes. The stereotype we have right here, the grand zebra, has become a stereotype over time with the solid, bold black and white stripes. It comes from the savannas of Africa. Chapmans themselves can be found all throughout Africa. On top of that, all zebras all across the board have their own unique stripe patterns. To eat them where they come from. Zebra stripes break up their body's silhouette, break up their body's outline. And it makes it hard for animals that are looking for the shape of a zebra to find one. And to the right, we have the Indian in the right corner of that barn with mom. The moms have 2 babies at a time, every birth. Indian nilgai are the largest antelope in Asia. That's a male blue-necked ostrich right there from Somalia, also named after the male's bluish skin on his neck. To the left, the white-bearded, they always are every year. Their birth coincides with the rainy season in the Serengeti Plains in Africa. Wildebeest are the most common antelope in the Serengeti. The types that we have over here are the white-bearded.
Throw it.
Mama, I want to sit on the other side.
Here, sit right here, Cole, so you can get a picture with us. Come here, sit right here. He won't hurt you.
No, he won't hurt you.
He won't hurt you.
Watch out for camel kisses.
He'll give you a kiss.
You don't want to?
He's bigger than me, Mom.
I know. Oh, the camel gave her kisses.
Cindy doesn't like the body spray I have on. Making faces at me.
Throw him kisses. Say, kiss me, camel. Kiss me.
She's a Bactrian camel. And she likes to.
Come here, camel. Oh, shit.
Oh, how funny.
These kind of camel, they actually are still used as beasts of burden as people who breed and raise these guys, along with their own family, in fact. And use these to get around every day. Interesting fact about the Bactrian camel, you do not need need a saddle to ride one. You can ride right between the humps. They have their own built-in saddle. They do store about as much fat in their two humps as the dromedary camel does in their single hump.
Stay away.
Look at his tail.
Look at his tail switching.
Look at his tail. Look, baby. No. You want a kiss?
That was a yes.
Also, as pachyderms, these are still used just because of the fact that they are so sturdy and hardy. They are able to walk about 30 miles. Hundreds of millions of years, almost completely unchanged. They say that the only thing that has changed is that they've gotten smaller over time. There are currently over 500,000 of them and growing to today, which is good. They did almost disappear in the end of the 1800s. I'm sorry, in the 1950s, that is to say. To the right, I'm sure you see the greater kudu looking at you. Look at those big ears. Second biggest antelope. Those are from South Africa. Very powerful kicks. They can actually kick any feet in any direction with all four legs. Just be very careful walking around the giraffe. They want to kick from the giraffe.
Didn't mean to disturb you. And this noise that you hear is down here. And it looks like it's a pig. Never been up close and personal to a pig before. He is not a happy camper. He is a dirty camper. Hello. Are you looking at me? You sure are pretty. You sure are pretty, giraffe. Yes, you are. I think your name's Jeffrey, if I remember right. Jeffrey is very tall. Hello, Jeffrey. Okay, she said that this is an Oreo cow when we were on the tram. Because of his color, I don't remember where he's from. Let's see if I can get in closer. Hope this turns out when I get it back. Oh, you licking my hand, aren't you? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see these guys underneath the tree. These are red kangaroo. Which one of them is stand up? It's like they have bird friends just like antelopes. This, I think, is an alligator. I'll have to double check. Wow. I guess the mud keeps him cool and lay it in the water. Pee my pants if he moves. Javelina. Hi, guy. Hi, guy. The girl. Picture of you without the fence. Javelina. Javelina. Gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous. Wallabies are mean. I'll have to ask Dave about that. This one over here. Wonder. Wonder if she's in heat or gonna have a baby. That looks like a boy.
The deer just come up here and yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you want. What do you want?
Okay. This is a muntjac, M-U-N-T-J-A-C, from China. There's one out there. Oh, it looks like my battery's going dead. Hello, little llama. Water buck.